field of study. Then another thing for your work, for your activity, is that have a good notice, have a good or have a good studying about these interdisciplinary fields. This can help you to find good ideas and have a good thesis about these interdisciplinary fields. Okay, after this, after selecting a good idea for your thesis, the other main step or the other main point about your dissertation writing is about selecting good and appropriate references. It is not about referencing. Really, it is about searching and finding proper and appropriate references to have a good writing, to have a good literature review, to have a good studying, and to have a good view about this idea. Okay, for having it is very important. You must have a smart selection about your thesis. It is better for you to have a minimal use of local resources and maximal use of international resources. It is clear, it is obvious for you that use of use of local resources, maybe many small portion of professors maybe know about this, but by use of international resources, by use of international papers, your level of working can be improved. Then these 2 points, minimal use of local resources, maximal use of international resources, are 2 main things about selecting references. And this slide speaks about the international or English papers that you can find them. As this slide said to you, in each field of study, your field of study, my field of study, other fields of study, you can find a very big list of academic or non-academic scientific resources in English that can help you to write a good thesis and a good dissertation. Okay. After this slide says about the work for a kind of activity that can be helpful for you for saving your references, saving the papers. It said that you must specify your field of work and then identify important resources, important references, and then create a folder on your computer and categorize the articles, the ebooks, maybe the thesis that you can find, that you find them. And it is obvious that they are related to your thesis. So that you can have a good, and this is very important, that by have a good content management about these references, about these papers, you can have a good database of reference about your thesis, and you can use them in optimal format, and in each part of your dissertation writing you can find each kind of resource or each kind of paper that you want to, for example, write and reference to it. It is very important. Okay, and as you know, the more valuable resources that you use, the more valuable your work will be. It is very clear and obvious. And then referencing. At first, selecting good references, selecting good papers, and now good referencing. It is a kind of technique. And for good referencing, you must select new, update references. And the more you can use authoritative references and judged articles in your dissertation writing, and the newer the references, the better. It is obvious for you. Another thing is that maybe in your research process, it can take much time, but it is important for you that try to always download, review good references in the field of your work, so that you are always up to date with scientific trends and citations in your field. It is a very important thing, because if you don't work like this, then you have a good research activity or finding references activity up to a specific time, for example A, and then your research process will be started from A point to, for example, B point, and then you have a documentary from B point to C point. And when you have a defense, you will have a gap between A point to C point about your references, and it is a drawback of your work. Okay, then you must try to download the new references to be up to date about your field of work or field of activity. And this is a general advice about referencing and being up to date. To learn referencing knowledge, you should read a lot of articles, a lot of papers, a lot of scientific articles, journal articles, and ask your professors about how to refer in various articles. Think about the impact of resource relocation and its impact on learning a paragraph. It is very important.